Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Planning and Investment Dr. Sonexay Siphandone on Thursday addresses the extraordinary session of the National Assembly taking place from August 5th to 10th. He told National Assembly members that Laos faces a number of challenges in terms of competition, barriers to trade and investment, fluctuations in the global capital market, and political unrest in some countries. The government is working to address economic and financial difficulties and stabilize the economy amid the severe impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, and is discussing priorities in an extraordinary session of the National Assembly, or NA. These and other urgent issues identified as national agendas will be debated in the Assembly from August 5th to 10th. Party Secretary General and State President Thongloun Sisulit was present at the inaugural meeting of the National Assembly session. The meeting was chaired by Assembly President Dr. Saisampon Phomvihan and attended by National Assembly members representing constituencies around the country. After Prime Minister Pankam Vipavan presented the highlights of a master plan for economic recovery.
เพื่อแก้ไขความยุ่งยากทางด้านเศรษฐกิจการเงินให้สามารถบรรลุตามจุดประสงค์
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Planning and Investment Dr. Sonexay Siphandone then told National Assembly members that Laos faces a number of challenges in terms of competition, barriers to trade and investment, fluctuations in the global capital market, and political unrest in some countries. These global issues cause unavoidable challenges to the Lao economy, and the outbreak of COVID-19 has doubled difficulties for the domestic economy since 2020. In addition, the macroeconomy is highly vulnerable due to the limits of production, budget deficit, public debt, and issues relating to finance and banking.
ให้มีประสิทธิผลและมีมาตรการเด็ดขาดต่อเจ้าหน้าที่ที่
Dr. Sonexay said, as a result, economic growth has declined over the past 5 years, from 7% in 2016 to 3.3% in 2020. The government has decided to tackle economic and financial difficulties as an urgent issue and has prioritized them in a national agenda, which must be implemented as quickly as possible. 6 priorities to be addressed until 2023 include ensuring economic growth of at least 4% annually, gradually bolstering macroeconomic stability, expanding the domestic production base and exports, minimizing the fiscal deficit, resolving public debt, and the management of currency, public affairs, and socioeconomic issues through the application of laws.
ที่ติดพันกับการเก็บรายรับงบประมาณในนี้เป็นได้ลงเลิกใส่
Dr. Sonexay said he hoped National Assembly members would continue to support the government in implementation of these main issues on the national agenda so that goals could be achieved, despite the tough challenges posed by the domestic and global factors that lie ahead. The National Assembly session is taking place amid the continuing COVID-19 pandemic and global economic slowdown. Laos is vulnerable to global impacts, climate change, and natural disasters, the effects of which has been exacerbated by the pandemic, affecting the government's public debt and fiscal deficit. The draft of 5 amended laws are expected to be approved during the National Assembly session and relate to tax, value-added tax, income tax, excess tax, and drugs. A hotline will be in operation throughout the session to accept public comments and complaints, which can be sent via the free telephone number 156, fax number 021-413-528, PO Box 662, and email na_session@na.gov.la.